The 10 plagues of Egypt. Long ago, in the mighty empire of Egypt, the Hebrew people lived as slaves, their cries rising to heaven. God heard their suffering and chose Moses to stand before Pharaoh with a divine command. Let my people go. But Pharaoh's heart was proud and unyielding. And so, God sent his signs, the 10 plagues, each one a strike against Egypt's gods and its king. The first plague fell upon the very heart of Egypt, the river Nile. Its flowing waters turned to blood. Fish floated lifeless, the stench filled the air, and people searched in vain for drinkable water. The lifeline of Egypt had become death. But Pharaoh did not listen. So God sent the second plague, frogs in unimaginable numbers. They leapt from the river, swarming into homes, kitchens, and even Pharaoh's palace. At night, their croaks filled the land, making rest impossible. Still Pharaoh's heart was hard. Then came the third plague, dust rising from the ground, transformed into swarms of gnats. Tiny, relentless, covering every person and every animal, they left Egypt scratching and trembling. The fourth plague struck with terror. Dense swarms of flies filled the skies, invading every room, contaminating food, clinging to people. Egypt became unlivable. Yet in the land of Goshen, where God's people lived, there were no flies. The fifth plague came against Egypt's livestock. Horses, cattle, camels, sheep, all struck with disease. The fields echoed with the cries of loss as Egypt's strength and wealth collapsed in a single stroke. Then came the sixth plague. Painful boils broke out on skin, on Pharaoh's magicians, his servants, and all the people. Their bodies burned with sores, yet Pharaoh still resisted. The seventh plague shook Egypt from the heavens. Hail rained down in a storm of destruction, mixed with fire flashing through the sky. Crops were shattered, trees splintered, and the people trembled at God's power. And still Pharaoh would not yield. So God unleashed the eighth plague, locusts. A black cloud descended, devouring every green leaf, every stalk of grain, until nothing remained. Egypt was stripped bare. Then came the ninth plague, darkness. For 3 days, Egypt was shrouded in a heavy, suffocating night. Lamps gave no light, and fear filled every heart. Yet in the dwellings of the Hebrews there was light. At last, the final plague fell, the most devastating of all. In one night, the firstborn of Egypt died. From Pharaoh's heir to the lowest servant, from humans to animals, death swept the land. But the houses marked with the blood of the Lamb were spared. Broken by grief, Pharaoh finally released the Hebrews. The chains of slavery were shattered. God's people began their journey to freedom, guided by his promise. The plagues were not only judgments. They were signs of God's power, his justice, and his unfailing faithfulness. From the darkness of Egypt came deliverance. From bondage came a nation chosen to walk with the living God.